Hey guys, welcome back to Mishmas. I have a very special guest here.
It's me.
It is Samantha March.
Hi. Hello. So excited to be here.
Yes. So Samantha, as you guys know, is a very good friend of mine. She's also a neighbor.
Yes.
So
close.
So close. We can actually walk
Yes.
to each other's houses. And our dogs are BFFs.
Best friends.
Yep. They go to the same school. We are doing this collab. We also have done a collab on Samantha's channel. So definitely go and check that out. We do the holiday tag.
Yes.
Which is very fun. So yeah, check that out. Subscribe to her channel. And what are we doing on my channel today? This is sort of a hot. Okay, we both have been doing Vlogmas. We're both incredibly burnt out.
Very tired.
We're very tired. We're very burnt out. It took us a really long time to come up with ideas. Just two, one for her channel, one for mine.
Shouldn't be this hard.
No.
But it is.
No, generally it's not this hard. But yeah, I was like spinning. I was spinning. I was like throwing out the worst ideas ever. She was like, let's keep it simple.
I was like, let's try not to put too much stress on ourselves. Just because it's such a crazy time. We're already halfway through. It's like that point where you're like,
yeah.
oh.
You're like, I don't know my name.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is.
Definitely don't know what day it is.
Yeah. I was saying 2021 for a while. It goes there. Anyway, so what we decided was we're just gonna have like a real heart-to-heart, honest-to-goodness chat about YouTube, being an influencer, being a content creator, and like what all of that means, the good stuff, the bad stuff, and like what we see ourselves and what we see like social media in general, like what do we see happening in 2023? I think this time of the year, we're all thinking about it a lot, but I feel like this year in particular, I feel like there's a shift, kind of a shift coming. You guys probably don't sit around talking about it, but I feel like we've been influencers and all of us, we've just been sitting around really kind of like contemplating like what is happening, what is going on, what is this shift that we're all kind of sensing. And I apologize now, Butters is just dying to play with Auntie Samantha. So she's behind us whining. Just whining by the sliding door, just
And has a
waiting
vest
for us.
on.
Yep.
I love her vest.
She has a little puffer vest on.
So cute.
All right, back for day 21. Oh my God. It's right over here. Day 21, it says, make chapped dry lips a thing of Christmas past. I like the sound of that. The Mail-In Gets lip moisturizer. Oh, I've never seen this before. Oh, I can't wait to try this. And day 21 from Joe Malone is down here. Here we go. And, the lime basil and mandarin votive. Oh, love it. And finally, Diptyque 21, 22. Did I miss it up here? Oh yeah, it's up here. Here's 21. Whoa. Oh, we've got a votive. The Tay votive. Ooh. Oh, wow. That is really interesting. I've never smelled anything like this. I'm not even sure if I can describe it. It smells like spices, but it's also really earthy, like tea leaves, like just dried up tea leaves. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is so unique. All right, we've got the Mail-In Gets Lip Moisturizer, the Lamb Basil and Mandarin Votive, which I love. And this one, I can't wait to burn this one because it really is incredibly unique. So I wanted to start the conversation off with one, how you felt 2022, I guess, like went for you, and if you felt like it changed from like over the course of this past year.
Yeah. And for me, it's interesting because not that I feel like I'm in a unique situation because other creators have talked to me about this too, but especially in 2022, for me personally, I just felt like something so odd was happening with my channel. Truly starting January of this year is when I really started to notice like something just seems very off here. And I know you've talked about it, other creators have talked about it, of uploading a video and immediately losing sometimes a lot of subscribers, and it just seems so odd. Within 5 to 10 minutes, it's just like bam, and you're like, okay, that seems interesting. but I also started to see definitely like views going down a lot. And I think that it's hard because all of that is public. Our subscriber count is public, our view count is public, and people truly make videos out there of like, this person's not going anywhere, this person sucks now, this person got this amount of views and now they only get this amount of views. Like what we do is so public, and everyone feels like they have a right to judge us and to voice their opinions on us and our work and what we're doing, that it was kind of scary when I first noticed it. And I was like, I don't know what is going on here. And I was like throwing myself into all these different directions because my first thought is always like, I need to work harder, I need to work harder, I need to work harder. And then at some point I was like, I don't think it's just me. Like, I don't think it's just me. And then hearing other creators say this year has been low in views or low in AdSense, or the subscriber, count isn't moving as quickly as it used to, and that sort of thing. That's something that I've noticed this year, but what about you?
I have a tendency to kind of like stick my head in the sand. I'll just like keep working, just keep going. And I think it was in the summertime where I kind of like looked up, things were kind of slowing down, it's the summertime, and I looked up and I was like, why are my views so bad? Like, why haven't I gained as many subscribers as I did last year, the year before, whatever? And I kind of kept telling myself that it was us or the world coming out of the pandemic. And I thought, okay, all right, well, that makes sense. Everyone was home during the pandemic. They were watching YouTube. They were really engaged, online or whatever. And so I kind of didn't think too much about it. I thought, all right, this is just, we're kind of adjusting. We're readjusting back to, I don't know what it was in 2019. And so I stuck my head back in the sand for like the rest of the summer. And then come fall, it was like, I felt like I reemerged again. And I felt like, wait, what is going on? I didn't feel like it was a readjustment anymore. I felt like there was a shift happening. And so many influencers started making these videos about, beauty YouTube is dead, or why is beauty YouTube dying, or, just making all of these like statements. And I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
And every time I watched these videos, they were talking about how now everyone is over on TikTok. And I thought, well, I'm not over on TikTok. I don't really like short form video. I was kind of like going through this whole like, wait a second, like, wait, what is really happening? And, every time I talked to another influencer, I was like, if it's just me, if it's my channel that just sucks and I need to switch it up or whatever, I can do that. I can sit down and figure it out, see which videos do best, continue doing more of those, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm like, but if this is like an industry-wide thing, then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to figure out what it is, it short form video, I'm like, or are people just tired of YouTube, or are people just tired of beauty content?
Yeah. And that's something too of like, because again, I always go back to first thought is like, it's always me, and I need to be working harder, smarter, whatever it is. And so I think one of the times that I noticed that I thought something was odd was my Sephora videos were not performing as well as they normally do. And one of their, I think it was like the spring savings event. So this would have been in like March or April. So very early 2022. I put up my recommendations, I put up a haul, and it's like, we get on our back end in YouTube, it'll tell you a number of how it ranks your latest upload from 1 to 10. And if it's 10 out of 10, it's like your viewers are engaging less with this video. If it's 1, it's like, this video is really taking off, yay. So you can see it. And usually my Sephora videos are like 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
And it was like 7, 8. And I was like, that's super odd. What's going on here? And that was the first time for me that something clicked that I was like, this is just strange, because for years it has been consistent with my Sephora videos of being a top performer. And then I started to see other videos not doing so well. Like I did this Will I Buy It series where I talked about new makeup releases, and every week that would always be my highest viewed video, and it would be, again, usually a number 1, if not like a number 2. And then those started sliding as well, and I was like, is it beauty? Is it YouTube? I don't know, and I still don't know. I still don't know that answer.
I can only speak personally, obviously. I'm not a market researcher or anything. I don't really know the trends. I can't really forecast. But I do know personally I still love makeup. I love makeup. I love products. I love new releases and trying new stuff out. But after making 1,600 videos, 1,700 videos, I don't always want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I love like going onto Trend Mood and seeing what's new and all that stuff. But it's like to make a video about it is a completely different passion than loving makeup.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm losing that a little bit, and I don't know. And I think to myself, I can't be the only one, because I think that's what's going on. I think that there's been so much beauty content for the last 8 years.
And I think that it's hard too, because as a beauty influencer, you are, not only do I think it's expected of you, but I think we expect it of ourselves to continue to stay in the know, to continue to understand what is trending right now. Tinted moisturizers, and light coverage foundations, they were having their moment. Like matte lipsticks had their moment at one point, glosses, lip balms, whatever. Like, we have to know what it is that's hot and trending right now, what new brands are coming out, what new products are coming out. You really need to be, and I think there's also, we want to too, because we love this and we enjoy it and it's fun. But there is also a point where this is also a job, and it is also a career. You need to be able to plan. You need to be able to understand what trends are coming up and how you can incorporate those in your videos. It's a lot of planning. We don't usually just sit down and are like, let's just see what we should talk about today. Like, there's actually a lot that goes in on the back end that people don't see. And then after a while, like you said, it does just kind of feel burned out, because there was also a point in the beauty industry where everybody had a brand. And it was just, it gets to be a lot. When I first started, there was a pretty small scope of high-end brands and drugstore brands, and then it just kind of really took off. And I don't know, there's, maybe that comes into play too, but I don't know if it is, the pandemic that changed things, or like, for me, I had a lot change all at one time. We were going through COVID. I was in infertility treatments. Then I got a divorce. Then I did a pretty significant move. My life has completely changed in the last 2 years. And I've wondered if maybe that's why I just don't feel like as connected with beauty anymore, because I'm focused on starting over, starting life completely over in my mid-30s, leaving behind a life and starting again. And I'm just so focused right now on living a healthy lifestyle, and I just got a PCOS diagnosis, which I'm still like trying to deal with, and just trying to be healthy and enjoy my life and talk about other subjects that sometimes it's hard for me to talk about mascara or lipstick, because I just don't feel as connected to that right now.
Yeah.
But it's hard because people also expect us to only talk about beauty, it feels like. So what do you do you know or have an idea of maybe what it could be, of why you've kind of are losing a little spark as well?
I think a lot of it is the sheer volume of videos I've made about makeup. And I think also it's sort of like my personal journey with makeup. When I first started making YouTube videos about makeup, I was just getting back into makeup, because I didn't wear it for a long time. I have sensitive skin, the whole thing. And I kind of fell down a YouTube rabbit hole and was like, wow, like makeup's changed a lot. It's gotten so exciting. And I started going to Sephora myself. And then, YouTube actually reignited my passion for makeup. I loved it when I was younger. And so that's why I started making videos, because I was like, this is so much fun, I was like rediscovering it. And so now, I don't know, almost 7 years later, I've gone through that where I've rediscovered it. Makeup has been so much fun. And now I'm like settled on my style, the products that I like. And, I was always so focused on talking about new releases, because I wanted to try it all. Where now I see a new release and I'm like, oh, that looks exciting. But I'm like, I know I'm not going to use that.
Right.
So it's become a little bit more, my channel, my content has become very reflective of my own personal journey, where I'm not necessarily uninterested in makeup, but I feel like I'm more comfortable with it now. I know what I like, and I don't feel like I have to run out and get everything new,
Yeah.
shiny and new. So I think that has a lot to do with it for me.
Okay.
You know, the pandemic, I think, I was so confused. It was like I couldn't have predicted what happened. The YouTube views, that made sense, right? Everyone was home, they're watching it. But the volume, and we see this, but the volume of makeup that people were buying while they were home, like doubled.
Oh yeah.
People were going
Crazy.
nuts and buying so much makeup, and I thought, why? Everyone is just home.
Yeah.
And people were talking about, well, everyone's on Zoom now, and everyone looks awful on Zoom, and so people were buying like all this makeup or whatever, and I was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I were to think about it, I would have thought people would stop buying makeup because they're home, and then once we reemerged, they would start buying makeup again. That was what I thought the trend was going to be, and it's been the exact opposite. And I am so confused.
I agree, because I remember as things are actually shutting down and you're trying to figure out what's going on, I was like, am I losing my job? Because yes, I can still continue to make YouTube videos, but also a big part of at least my income is also affiliate links and what people buy when I recommend something or link something. And I'm thinking, what if no one's buying anything anymore? Like, that's going to be a big hit. It's going to be like losing a job. And a lot of us were talking about it, and then like you said, like the complete opposite happened, and it was like, whoa, okay, didn't see that coming. But I mean, good for us, I guess. Like we didn't lose a job, but it was also very, like you said, like it was confusing. I didn't see that coming.
When something happens that you don't expect to happen, I feel like I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Which I feel like over this past year that has happened.
Yeah, agree. Well, another question for you, kind of on that same vein, like with your YouTube, like, do you think that you will continue with beauty videos, or?
Yeah, I think I will. I think it's just going to be different. I'm not going to be doing as many. Of course, I'm, never say never, first of all, in my book. But, I'm not going to be really, really focused on new releases for the reasons I said. And I just want, I just want to sort of really, really get comfortable with the makeup that I like.
Yeah.
And my style, and really connect with my viewers in that way, because I
Yeah.
think that's why they come to my
Sure.
channel. It's always scary, and this is something I wanted to ask you, because I know, Samantha and I have been talking about making some, shifts and changes and additions and subtractions here and there from our content. It's so scary.
Oh, super scary.
It's so scary, and it's one of those things that I feel like, influencers don't necessarily talk about a lot, or it's one of those things you never think about when you go down this career path. But the idea of like shifting what you talk about a little bit is probably one of the scariest things ever, because you're terrified that you're going to lose the community that you've, tried so hard to build, that you've put so much energy into, but you have to be true to what you want to talk about. So yeah, do you want to talk about some of the changes you're going to be making? Or?
Yeah, and it is so scary. And like you said, I don't feel like a lot of people really do talk about it a lot. But I like what you said though too about really focusing on what you love and your style, because I feel like I've been doing the exact same thing. And I think for so long I felt all this pressure of talking about the new makeup or trying to get the new makeup, because I remember back when I first started and seeing other influencers get like full collections and lip swatch every single product, and I was going out and trying to match that. I mean, I put myself into debt immediately after starting my YouTube channel because I was just buying and buying and buying and buying, because I thought this is the only way that you can find success, and I don't recommend that because that was horrible. So I feel like that's kind of what I've been embodying on my channel too, is I've stopped trying to fit in to what I thought people wanted to see. And it's not necessarily like what I'm saying, like that was my perspective, that was my vision. And maybe that's not necessarily the case. So I've gone back to just wearing like concealer and powder. I have one eyeshadow on today. And instead of constantly showing the new releases and buying them, like I really tried to cut back on how much I was buying and also how much I was keeping in PR, because the PR can be crazy, which is so beneficial in so many ways, but also at the same time, it can get very overwhelming very quickly. So I was like, I just really put a focus this year on trying to cut back on that and staying true to myself, but at the same time feeling these different ways with beauty and wanting to talk more about other things. Like I'm also an author. I just published my 9th book. I'm a book blogger. That's how I started, was as a blogger, and that's how I started on YouTube, was as a book channel. I did book hauls, book reviews, talked about being an author, talked about being a blogger. I owned a publishing company. I worked for a publishing company. And I just, books and writing are like always my first love. So I started to do some book videos again on my channel, or vlogs focused on like healthy habits and how I actually made changes to my life, because that's one of my most asked questions is how did you actually do it? Like, how did you get out of a marriage that wasn't the right fit for you anymore? How did you leave your home state? Like, how did you completely start over, especially as a woman in your 30s, working a non-traditional job? All of that is super scary. And I just feel so much more connected to that right now, because it's what I'm going through, that I just feel more connected to that versus than I do beauty. And I think that beauty for a long time, it became such a safe space for me. When I post makeup photos on Instagram, or I post a makeup video on Instagram, it is what it is. But when I post a vlog of my morning routine, and this is what I do for my PCOS symptoms, and this is what I do when my depression is bad, that's very personal. And it's hard to share. And you're worried about the feedback you're gonna get, or, I mean, it sounds childish, but like people making fun of you. Like I've seen the Reddit threads of like literally people like poking fun at my lifestyle or the choices that I make or whatever. And it obviously hurts your feelings. You have to have a thick skin doing what we do, but we're also not robots.
Yeah.
And we're just normal people trying to create life and a career that we love and we enjoy doing. And we live in a time where this is now the normal.
Yeah.
I truly believe you can do whatever you want in today's industry, and it doesn't necessarily mean, in a weird way, it doesn't mean working so hard. I saw someone the other day said that, what was the quote? Something about success. Oh, I'm not gonna remember the quote now, but about how you don't have to work so hard anymore these days. And I think about it even within social media, because with TikTok, it's very easy to create TikToks. There's a timer on there and everything.
Yeah.
I remember first getting onto TikTok and being like, I don't know how to, do I record on my camera? And my friend Molly was like, no, you record right in the app and you just use this timer and you can set it and then you can start. And I was like, what? This is so easy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Versus YouTube or even Instagram. Like I would still edit videos on my computer for Instagram. Like things have gotten simpler in the digital age and with technology. And I don't think there's anything wrong embracing that. So that was like a tangent I just went off on. But at the end of the day, it is scary to change because you don't know how people are going to react. You don't know if people are going to leave. You don't know if people are going to be mad at you and feel like you've betrayed them or left them or whatnot. And so as I'm getting ready to start a second channel and focus more on what I've been speaking about, I'm super scared. But I also think that you can't grow and you can't evolve if you just continually stay the same. And like you said, like being authentic to yourself, like as of this moment, I don't feel like I'm being my most authentic self, because I sit down to film a video on eyeshadow palettes or on a haul, and all I can think about is I would rather be telling you about the food that I have found that has helped my symptoms and what I'm going through. And I would rather tell you about what I incorporated in my morning routine that I feel like actually set the trajectory for me changing my entire life. That's what I want to be filming right now. That's what I'm passionate about. But I still feel like I need to keep doing beauty and keep doing beauty.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Is that why you're doing a second channel instead of, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on your channel right now, is that gonna be just beauty?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to keep that one beauty and, whenever I feel like it, because I still love beauty. And one of the things that I really love about beauty is how it connects people, connects women specifically. I've always been so into empowering women and just everything that we can do when we talk to each other and support each other, I think is just so huge. So I love that beauty kind of connects women in a special way too. So I would like to keep beauty videos from time to time over there, and then have a second channel where I don't feel so much in a box.
Yeah.
But also trying to do everything, because that's also a little confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my hat is off to you, because just over the past few months, I'm just trying to layer like TikTok and a blog in, and like I can't. It's like I have zero free time.
Yeah.
Like I have no cushions in my day anymore, because I can fill it with creating some sort of content, short
Yeah.
form, written, long form, photo, like whatever.
Yeah.
So to have a whole nother channel, I'm like, hot diggity. That's a lot. That's a lot.
And it's funny because I've wanted to start a second channel for a while to focus on like books or just different things like that. But it just sounds like so much. Even just like having 2 different analytics to look, I'm like, oh my God. And so I've never done it because it also just sounds like a lot of work. But,
Yeah.
I think now is finally the time. And after seeing where 2022 was going, and I've also had a slew of problems with my YouTube channel, like it being flagged as a kids channel. So people can't turn on notifications because it says this channel is made for kids, and nothing in my channel says it's made for kids. I've had mysterious tags appear on my videos that are getting them demonetized, which is
Very scary.
very scary. And
It makes you feel crazy.
truly what made me feel crazy the other day, I don't think I told you about this one yet because it just happened. I did a sponsored video for a brand, and after a while you send over your analytics. So I did, and the video had, like, at the time I sent over my analytics, it had 13,000 views, and the brand was like, great, and they came back with like, they were talking about the views as well as what we were speaking on. And then it was just a few days later, I went back into that video and it had 10,000 views. And I was like, am I insane? And I truly went and pulled up the email that I sent to
Yeah.
the brand that had a screenshot of my analytics, which was at 13,000 views, and they confirmed it. Like they didn't come back to say, hey, we only see 10,000 views on our end. So like, what are you like fudging your analytics? And I stared at it. I was like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
So now my views are also disappearing.
That is so troublesome. I mean, we get paid, our AdSense
That
is
is
based
how we
on
get paid.
views. Sometimes sponsorships are paid out on views, and that is a problem. It's like our subscriber number is sort of a vanity number. Right? That's like our ego number.
Yeah.
But views, like you cannot mess with someone's views.
I sent it into the YouTube like help desk. I sent in the screenshots, and literally
Have you
I haven't
ever-
even gotten a response.
I was gonna say, have you ever gotten a response from that? I've never
Usually
gotten
it's a very
response from that.
robotic response. And because when I sent in about the kids channels, like I sent in screenshots of people saying it and screenshots of like the notification that people are getting. And this robot, no, I'm assuming it's a robot, literally writes back and goes, great, thank you for giving us this information. Can you explain in more detail what the problem is?
Yeah, it's
Like, I don't know how to explain it any clearer. But now my views are disappearing. So I just feel like something is like so out of whack with my current YouTube channel. And I don't know, people have been like, has it been hacked? And I'm like, I don't know, but my videos aren't disappearing, and there's not, usually if you're hacked, like weird videos will start popping up about like politics or
Yeah.
war or whatever it may be, like just
Yeah.
really weird things. And nothing like that has happened, but it's like to the point where I feel like I am going crazy.
it's really awful.
So I'm like, I just want to start over and
Yeah.
just, and the thing is that I find scary too, and I feel kind of defeated right now, is like, what if just the same thing keeps happening? And
Well, there's TikTok.
yeah, and it makes me feel sad because I feel like YouTube is the place where you have a community. Like, I don't really feel that community sense on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
And
Same.
that's what I like get the most sad about losing. And I also feel like YouTube is a place that allows me to be creative, and the new videos that I'm planning for my second channel are very much focused on storytelling and creativity. And that's what I'm so excited for, because I'm just a creative person in that sense, versus like just sitting down and showing products. It's not like it's not sparking anything for me anymore,
Yeah.
because I feel like I have more to say.
Yeah. So how do you, again, I don't know if this is something that would register with someone who's just a viewer on YouTube versus actual content creation, but YouTube is really pushing shorts. And they're upping the game basically in February of 2023, because right now, TikTok, who is the queen of shorts, there's no ad sharing. So when we post on TikTok, we don't make any money unless it's sponsored. And I think they have a creator fund, but I've heard that was kind of bogus.
I made $2 yesterday.
$2. Well, you
You
paid
want
for
me-
about a quarter of your Starbucks.
You want me to take you out? It's tabs on me. On TikTok, actually.
So YouTube is upping the game because they are going to be doing ad sharing on shorts starting next February. So now I feel like it's a completely different situation. And I'm like, are we going to be, we being YouTubers, are we going to be flooded with TikTokers coming over, posting their shorts on YouTube? So I've been very resistant to TikTok and to shorts, mainly because I'm like, I cannot like make a different type of piece of content.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so much, even though they're easy to make. Like you were saying, the app is so easy to work and to figure out and actually create the content. But it's like, it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother thing, which is why I'm doing completely different content on TikTok, because I'm like, I can't squeeze any more beauty content out of me.
I feel the same. I very rarely talk about beauty on TikTok.
Yeah, because
I'm
I'll
like, what
get
else can I
ready.
say?
Yeah, like I'll get ready and do something for YouTube, and then I can take a picture for Instagram. But then it's like, what am I gonna do for TikTok? I gotta
Yeah.
wash my whole face off, and put on something else or demo something. It's like it's too much.
And it's hard because on YouTube you film horizontal. For Instagram and TikTok you need vertical videos. And so I did the helicopter ride over the strip the other night, and I had my vlogging camera up, and then I
Yep.
had my phone also going, because
Yep.
I was like, I'm filming for a YouTube vlog and I'm filming for TikTok.
Yep.
Like, I was like, people in the helicopter have to think I'm crazy, but it's like, this is what we do.
I was doing that a lot because I was like, oh, this is good content for TikTok. Every time I went out to dinner or went to the strip, I was like, oh, this is fun because it's quick.
Yeah.
But there I was with my vlogging camera and my phone, and I was like, I feel like such an asshole.
Yeah.
I hate this. I hate myself right now. So I stopped. I stopped doing it for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I just vlog because I'm like, I can't.
Do you ever feel like there's so much that we can be doing, and there is so much creative opportunity, that it's just too overwhelming and you don't do anything at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Because the amount of times that I freeze, because I look at my list, I keep a running list of TikToks to make, of YouTube videos to make. I save videos that I want to make, and then I'll be like, okay, here we go, we're gonna make content today. And I look at my list and I'm just like,
I don't know where to start. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Like,
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I freeze.
Yeah, it's almost like there's too many options. Because I'll think, I'll have a content idea. I don't know, top 5 lipsticks. And I'm like, for me, YouTube always comes to mind first. But then I'm like, oh, should that be a short? Should I make a short? Maybe I'll just write a blog post. Take some photo. And so that's when I become paralyzed.
Yeah.
When there's just too many options.
Yeah, it's a lot. But also, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I feel like they brought up a good point of how overwhelmed creators feel right now, especially creators who have been doing this for a long time. And when we started, when it was a small amount of creators, now you have truly anybody can get on their phone and make videos and go viral on TikTok, create an Amazon storefront, and start making 6 figures a year. That is a true thing. I was at the Amazon conference. And that has really happened to multiple. And I was like, again, stop working so hard, Samantha.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it can be easy. And,
Yeah.
but they were saying too about how to think about it from the viewer perspective is how overwhelmed viewers must feel right now by the sheer, like how we were saying, like makeup brands popping up. New creators are popping up all of the time, and we're also popping up on every single platform because it feels like we have to be everywhere. And if like they were saying in the podcast that viewers also have to be feeling some sort of burnout.
Absolutely.
And I
sure.
thought,
please
wow.
let us know down below in the comment section. I'm sure you guys are.
Yeah.
I feel inundated, and I watch YouTube videos because it's part of my job, and I feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I have one last question, or just this concept that I've had to deal with and struggle with a little bit over the past year, where when I started down this road of creating content or whatever, it was that I wanted to be on YouTube. And it's why I fell in love with makeup again. It's what I was exposed to. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on beauty, and so that's what I wanted to do. And so in my mind, I wanted to create YouTube videos. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be on YouTube. And now, over this past year, I've had to accept the fact that I am not a YouTuber, I'm a content creator. And that's the title I've always given myself, because I'm like, yeah, I'm creating content for YouTube. Generally, I take the occasional picture for Instagram. But now it's like I have to accept the fact that I'm a content creator and YouTube is one platform. I feel like you've grasped this concept much better than I have, and you've been doing everything for a long time.
But I was very resistant to it
Yeah.
in the beginning.
And did you consider yourself a YouTuber first?
Because I was a blogger first.
Okay,
And
right,
I
right,
blogged from 2009 until I think I got on Instagram in like 2012 or 2013. Because I think it was right around the time of my wedding. I got on Instagram to share photos of like the wedding stuff. But I was I had my blog and I had Facebook and Twitter. And I would share my blog posts there, and I'd share about my books there. And then Instagram came about, so I was like, okay, whatever, sure. So I jumped on to Instagram, and then people would start telling me, you should really make some of your blog posts into YouTube videos, because I would blog like favorite foundations, favorite lip colors, and I would write articles on them. And they would say, this would make such a great video.
And what year was this again? I'm sorry.
I started in 2009.
Okay.
2009.
Okay.
And then, so in 2015, I finally started on YouTube. And sometimes I kick myself because I think if I would have started earlier, but I was like, no, because I was making money through my blog. And I thought, why would I love writing. This is what I enjoy. And I have a community over here. I don't want to change it. So I was very resistant to go to other places. And I still kind of feel that way now. Even when TikTok started becoming a thing, I was like, I don't want to. And then eventually I had to be like, you do need to get over there. And I was early, yet I was late at the same time to TikTok. I think if I would have been even 3 months earlier, my TikTok growth would have been different. But I am glad that I got on it when I did, because I still have some friends now who are just getting on it, and they're like, I wish I would have been here sooner, because it's where a lot of brands are. Almost every single sponsorship opportunity that I get involves TikTok in some sort of way, if not just them wanting TikTok videos and usage rights.
I'm starting to get those, but it's interesting because on my TikTok I'm really just focusing on fashion. Because again, it's like I can't do multiple beauty content pieces in a day and whatever. So so I'm doing a lot of fashion over there, but I'm getting, my sponsorships will be beauty on YouTube, and then they'll tack on like a TikTok, and I'm like, I don't really do TikTok. Like, are you guys sure?
Yeah, right.
Like, do you want Instagram instead? That makes a little bit more sense. And sometimes we talk about it a little bit, but most, they don't care. It's just, you have to be on TikTok now.
Yeah. And it's like, if you want to be working with the brands, like that's where a lot of them are, and that's where a lot of them are putting marketing dollars. And then that's why I'm curious where shorts will go too, because I feel like I kind of jumped onto shorts pretty quickly, because I was like, gotta get it together, Samantha, when something new is coming up. And especially this is YouTube, it is an established platform, it's not just a new app I'm downloading. jumping onto shorts, but people were quite mad. And I still get comments on my shorts of people saying, if I wanted short form content, I would go to TikTok. I get it. The beauty of what we live in right now with so many content creators and so many pieces of content going up is that you get to choose what you watch. A creator putting up videos, you don't have to watch that. And I understand some apps and like YouTube, like they automatically get sent to you. Just swipe on by. Yeah. There are so many things that pop up that I'm like, don't want to see that, don't want to see that. But I don't feel an urge to tell a creator, don't create that, don't post that, don't make that, because it's probably benefiting somebody. It is benefiting somebody, or somebody wants to see that. Someone needs that humor. Someone needs that recommendation. Someone needs that reminder. Just because it's not benefiting you right now, that's fine, because there's so much other content out there. You just got to find it, and you have to tell the algorithm what you want. If you keep commenting on videos saying, I don't like this, I don't like this, YouTube's not reading your comment. They're saying, this person watched this video and they engaged with it. They want to see more content from this creator or like this. So you're going to keep getting it. So we all got to be smart together here. Because it is a totally different landscape. But I also feel like shaming a creator for continuing to evolve their career is not the right answer. Because there's also a lot of pressure on us to continually be where the next trending thing is, and it's what we have to do our research on, and it's a lot that goes into it.
I mean, be prepared to see a lot of shorts starting next February.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Winter is coming. I'm very curious. I actually haven't posted a short at all in December. Just because I've been doing like my long form videos every single day, but I'm like, should I have been doing shorts? But it just is like, again, it's just too much right now. I need to just focus on getting through Vlogmas. And being a small business owner, getting through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, end of year, like all of that was like a lot. But yeah, come February, I think YouTube is gonna be a shorts, I don't know if I want to say minefield, but like.
It's gonna be shorts heavy. People are gonna be creating a lot, and YouTube's gonna be pushing it out a lot. So I mean, I'm trying to embrace it because, after getting onto TikTok, I started watching a little bit more, trying to see, what people are doing over there, basically. And so I'm getting into it a little bit. It's fun. There are obviously there's a lot of bad content, but like any platform. There's a lot of bad content. But you just kind of have to like hone it. Hone it. You got to train it for what you like.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for this like very truthful heart-to-heart talk about what we do and the social media landscape and what we kind of see coming for 2023. Good luck on your second channel. Definitely check out her second channel when it comes.
Hopefully, I should like get a link up to it. I don't have any videos like ready for it yet, but I'm like,
but
at
you've
least
created
should
it.
like start putting it out. So it's coming.
Exciting.
Just like with shorts. It's coming. But no, thank you so much for having me, because this was such a fun chat, and it's always so interesting to be able to have conversations like this with someone else who does what we do, because it is still kind of a different thing, even though more and more people are popping up and able to do this, which is so awesome and so exciting. And you get to really create what it is that you want to do, and hopefully make a difference for people and touch people in a certain way. Is really exciting. So it's always nice to have these chats.
So glad you're here. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you have any thoughts about shorts and such and social media in 2023. If you guys feel like you've become a little bit less interested in beauty YouTube, we would love to hear like why that is. But yeah, we'll still be here. We're still gonna be here.
We'll be here. Creating content.
Bye. Bye.